Welcome back to the White Hart Lounge, episode 7. Guys, what a night last night. This video has got to focus on that, hasn't it? Look, going back in the week there, we come off an awful result against Wolves. Everybody was down in the dumps. Everybody was fed up. You know, I was fed up. But lots of many people had enough. 17 defeats, terrible performance. Same old under Ange, just getting worse. Performance levels getting worse. But look, leading up to this game last night, I mean, look, a lot of talk about, is Ange going to adapt? Is he going to change it up? Is he going to play the same way? It could have been scary, really, going there with a high line, inverted fullbacks in this fierce Frankfurt crowd. The Frankfurt manager was warning us we're going to be in for a shock of the atmosphere and the intensity that Frankfurt are going to bring. But look, guys, like the match started, the lineup, but people could argue they wanted Spence in, but it was the usual back four. He went for two kind of more attacking-minded midfielders with Maddison and Bentancur. A bit of a risk there. I felt maybe he should have gone a little bit more defensive, being away from home. But look, this is what he did. He played Tell, he played Johnson, and Solanke up front. And look, the game started. You're waiting for Frankfurt to really, really push on. They did try, but I felt that we were really good. Like, we're defensively strong, compact, defending well. You could see the effort from the players. They really wanted this game, and it was not what we've seen from Spurs this season. Clearly, they looked like there's been some tactical adjustments. Look, Van der Ven had to make a really good last-ditch challenge to stop the Frankfurt forward from getting a good chance on goal. But other than that, I felt we managed the game pretty well. Look, they tried to come on to us, but we were comfortable and players were standing up. We were showing fight, and it was encouraging. I was like, I like this. I like what I'm seeing here. This is not the Spurs we know. Yes, we needed to score. And that goal came, didn't it? It did come. And Romero having a great game. He lofted the ball into Maddison. Maddison won the header, but the goalie come flying out. Penalty. Solanke steps up. Great composure. 1-0 to Spurs. And you're thinking, hang on a minute. Maybe we've got a chance here. Comes the half time, second half. You expect Frankfurt to really, really go at us. Look, they did. They pushed. We had to sit back a lot. We didn't have a lot of possession. We didn't get forward a lot at all. I think it was maybe 60 minutes in the game where we created a chance. Romero had a good chance with a header. And Frankfurt were pushing, but we were busy. Everybody was doing their jobs, defending well, working hard. And look, there was some hairy moments. But we got a bit lucky. Their right back had a really good chance. Vicario made a good save. But look, I didn't think Frankfurt were great. And I think over the two legs, we definitely deserved to go through. And it was a fantastic victory. Look at the relief from Ange and the players at the end of the match. They celebrate like they won a final. Maybe it was a bit over the top, but I get it. Look, the season's been rubbish. The players, the manager have been criticised so much. Everybody's disappointed in them. And maybe it was just like a sigh of relief that they actually won an important game, going away against Frankfurt and winning. Frankfurt don't lose many at home, and I don't think they've lost in the Europa League for a long time or in Europe. So it was a challenge. And look, Ange, he changed his tactics. He clearly changed his tactics. I've seen all the data. We didn't go high line. Inverted fullbacks didn't happen. We were compact as a team. We defended as a team. Players like Johnson working his socks off. Solanke, high pressing. Well, not high pressing, but just basically running around everywhere. Hard working performance. Look, the attacking side wasn't really there. But look, these are the sort of games where you're going to just have to go back to the wall and nick a goal and get away and get out of there. We, in the first leg, we created some good chances, but we didn't get it over the line. But look, it was fantastic from the team. And, look, we are shocked. We're surprised. We didn't think Ange and his team had it in them, and they got it. They got it over the line. And fair play to them. Look, I criticise Ange so much. I've criticised this team so much. But last night they showed up, and you have to applaud them. Fair play, man. Get to that semi-final, Bodo Glimt, winnable fixture. Look, it's not going to be easy. We can't take that fixture lightly. The players have got to be switched on, but we need to take a healthy lead going into that second leg on that tricky pitch. we've got to get to that final now, and we've got to win this competition. For me, with the season we've had, the disappointment in the league, we've got to go on and win this cup for the fans. Ange's got to win it. He's got to do it. These players, they've got to do it. Massive chance. It's either going to be Atletico Bilbao or Man United in the final if we get through Bodo Glimt. But what a massive chance, guys. What a massive chance. Like, the season felt like it was going to be over last night if we'd gone knocked out. Ange's job probably lost the job. If not today or end of the season, he would have been gone. So a massive surprise. I was so happy. So many fans are so happy. Was this just a one-off? And this is it. We'll have to see now going into the league. Now, are we going to see an uplift in performances, or was it just a one-off night? We need to see that level of performance in other matches. We haven't seen enough of it. And Ange really needs to answer why we haven't seen that level of performance. Why haven't we seen Ange adapt more throughout the season, especially when we had all the injuries? There were some really good performances last night. Van der Ven, Romero played really well. Doggy had a much better game, the best I've seen him for a long time. Johnson, as I said, Solanke, Maddison was good until he got injured. Bentancur had a really solid game as well. The whole team played well. We all played as a team, and that's what it was. We competed, we wanted it, and look, they turned up. They turned up last night. If you go and have a look at their heat maps of the effort they put in and the positioning in the game, it was so different to what we're used to seeing. Now, we need to, when we got Nottingham Forest coming up on Monday, I want to see another strong performance. I want to see the similar type team. Again, it's the same as against Frankfurt. I want to see Van der Ven play. I don't want him rested. Look, we could rest him on the Liverpool game, which is the weekend before the semi-final. But we need to really start building momentum going into this semi-final. I want to see an improvement in performance. Like in the week, I just didn't think we'd win another game. But then you see a performance like that and you think, well, maybe we can now. Maybe we can get some wins in the Premier League. But look, it's not going to be easy. Nottingham Forest are a good side. They're going for the Champions League spots. They've already beaten us this season. Is that performance going to lift our players? It's all probably a little bit too late in the league now. It is well too late. The league is finished. It's more pride, but it's more about like now these players now fighting to get in the team for this semi-final, isn't it? Really, this is an opportunity for them, whoever plays, to really lay down a marker. And I'm hoping it will give the team a lift, and that we'll see a good performance against Nottingham Forest. Tough game, really tough game, guys. How are you feeling about it all? You shocked like me that we're through to the semi-finals? I thought Andrew's dead man walking. He surprised me, surprised many. But, you've got to praise the manager and the players. You do. They pulled it off last night, but there's no getting away from it. This season has been terrible in the league. It's not been good enough, and I'm not happy with Ange. I still want him gone. Look, I'll back the team all the way. Of course, I will. And look, if we can win that Europa League, that will be amazing. It will be amazing. First European trophy in 40 years, first trophy, any trophy for like 17 years. Look, we're close now. And Bodo Glimt is a team that we should be beating. We're Tottenham Hotspur. We should be beating Bodo Glimt over 2 legs. I'm sorry, I'm not having it. We must get through. It's not an excuse for me. We've got to win that game. We do. And look, I'm not saying it's easy. They deserve to be in the semi-finals. But look, I'm sorry, but player to player, we've got to win that game. We've got to do it. And I'm not accepting anything else. Guys, give us your thoughts on the Nottingham Forest match. How you feeling about it? It's on a Monday night. There was some news today from that Scott Munn's on his way out. We know, obviously, we've got the new CEO coming in. I think Scott Munn's going to be the fall guy. I'll just let you know what the report says. Scott Munn expected to leave after 2 years at the club. He's going to carry the can for the injury crisis, having led the review that ended with the exit of long-term serving head of medicine Jeff Scott last year. This season, injury record has not improved and is arguably worse. Chairman Daniel Levy has already launched his latest reshuffle of Tottenham's executive tier, with Vinay announced as the new chief executive set to start in the summer. Get rid of him. I don't know what he's done. Hasn't proved anything. Get rid of Lange as well. look, the protests, they've got to keep going, man. There's another one before the Palace game, and it's going to be on the Sunday now. We've got to get up there. We've got to protest. You know, I know there's a distraction that we get. You know, we've done well last night, but no, we've got to keep pushing Levy out. That you know, the protest is so important. They need to keep going strong. Look, so you know, anybody can get down there, keep pushing for changes at this club. We need to approach things so much better. We're not competitive enough. You know, we've fouled, we've cut corners, yes, we spend money, but we don't spend it in the best ways. You know, we need to break the wage structure. The recruitment, the scouting needs to improve massively. We need to sign top players in this side, not just young players. We need to sign experienced players, leaders, and you know, and most likely another coach coming in as well, who wants to win. He wants to take Spurs up that table. It's not going to be easy next season after the season we've had. You know, it could affect us a lot for the new manager. So if that's what happens, look, guys, this club, you know. We're in the gutter, weren't we? We're in the gutter. They've kind of reached in last night, pulled out a performance. So this is Spurs for you. We can do it sometimes. There's always a chance. I did say there was always a chance. I said as long as the team adapted, changed it up, then you never know. And he did. Fair play to the team. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave your comments on anything I've said. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. I hope you all enjoy your Easter break with friends and family. Take care of yourselves. I'll be back next week for another weekly review. Come on, you Spurs.